everybody. I'm going to talk about my book. Its name is Fuente Ovejuna. Fuente Ovejuna was written by Lope de Vega, who was a poet and novelist. His theatrical performance was a combination of tragedy and comedy. The history is like this. Fuente Ovejuna is a small farming town which is under the rule of Fernan Gomez, who was a major commander of the Calatrava order, a cruel and unscrupulous man who treats badly and exploits his vassals. Between the townspeople is Laurencia, who wants to marry Frondoso. Laurencia is a beautiful woman, and Frondoso is a young man from the town. One day, the beautiful Laurencia meets the commander in the forest. Obviously, um, he wants to impression her and take her to the palace. And then Frondoso appears in defense of his beloved. Probably you can imagine this, but Frondoso threatening the commander with a crossbow, and this managing to escape with his fiancée because they are loved. They are in love. This angers the commander, who appears on the day of wedding of Frondoso and Laurencia. Obviously, the commander takes Laurencia and takes her to the place and takes Frondoso and him are now at the jail. Obviously, because the commander know that Frondoso and Laurelia wants to make his married, and they didn't want because he wants Laurelia. After that, the people of Fuente Ovejuna are already fed up with the cruelty of their lord, who does nothing more than annoy them, either by recruiting young people for the wars. Obviously, the wars probably don't exist. Sometimes the commander makes a little wars because he loves so the wars. It's probably not normal. I mean, probably the commander was a after that. Um, he dishonoring their women, and is this last straw for their patience, so they decide to intervene and kill the commander. Yeah, kill. So they decide to assault his palace, which the Catholic monarchs do so in jail and mercilessly finish him off. After the murder, they agree never to say who did it, but to say that it was Fuente Ovejuna. If something or someone asks you who killed the commander, always you have to say Fuente Ovejuna. Flores, a faithful servant of the commander, flees the palace alive and goes to warn the kills. The kings wants to know what happened, and decide send a judge to collect information and this be able to judge the people, but despite much effort or investigation, he couldn't get any clear. So despite torturing everyone, even children, to the question of who killed the commander, they always answered Fuente Ovejuna. After these events, the youth returns to see the kings accompanied by all the people to inform them of what happened. Once there, the people tell him that they only want to be his vassals and no one else. And the kings, admiring the courage and the respect they had for them, forgive them and welcome them under their protection. I think that the killing commander was not a good action, but it was a good decision, since he mistreated them and he didn't care about any other than himself. That's that's not good. Um, the people support themselves by always thinking that the person who had killed him had been Fuente Ovejuna. Probably that's the best decision of his lives, because if Laurelia and Frondoso didn't didn't put in front of the commander, probably Fuente Ovejuna don't exist more, doesn't exist more. Since all the people had freed themselves from that tyranny. That's all. And that's my book. And my book, it's a theater performance. And thanks for your attention.